2K Sports. Along with Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics playing against the Dallas Mavericks at American Airlines Center. Taking a look at the Mavericks. A win tonight would make it 3 victories in their first 4 games of the season. That would be a nice little run to start the year. Rajon Rondo, he had the ACL and he came back, and let's see what he looks like this time around, Shaq, and see if he's back to being the old Rajon Rondo.
Well, he's at his best when he gets in the lane and creates for his teammates, especially Hall of Fame teammates. Without as many weapons around him last season, that kind of hurt his game a little bit.
The funny thing about his career is when they won a championship the first time, it was like they won it in spite of the fact that he was the point guard, and then it was, hey, they're getting back to the finals because he is the point guard.
Well, this season, working to get back to that elite level is going to be extra hard for Rondo, and he has said that himself.
That'll do it for us from here for now. Thanks for tuning in, folks.
Welcome, everyone. This is what you've been waiting for. The NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. For the Dallas Mavericks, they won their last contest, that game against the Pelicans in New Orleans. And they put it all together in that game. It added up to a phenomenal win.
That was a game in hostile territory, too, guys. And it seemed like they had confidence right from the beginning, unbothered by being on the road.
And, their shots were falling. From the top to the bottom of that lineup, their guys were heated up.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the floor for Boston, they've got Rajon Rondo. Matt Barnes is out there with Nowitzki. Then there's Ginobili. And it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot. And so it's the Celtics getting on the board first. And it's Evans missing. Rajon Rondo returning to action in mid-January of 2014, a little less than a year after his ACL tear. And Steve, he looked pretty good.
He did. His shooting percentages were down, but rebounding and passing as well as he ever has. Rondo, I think this year will be much more effective now that he's got some reps back on that knee.
Here's Ginobili following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Burks with the steal. Evans dishes to Burks. Floats one up. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans. Burks has got his first basket.
That lead pass allowed him to get straight to the hoop without losing any momentum.
Outside Rondo. Right wing. Here's Barnes. No good off the front iron.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
Let's send it out to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Rick Carlisle. Doris?
He knows this won't be an easy game, especially defensively. And he talked about how difficult it is to contain shooting guard Manu Ginobili. He told me Ginobili is one of those right brain scorers. He just sees the game just slightly differently. An angle to get by his man or an opportunity to draw contact. And of course, he can really do it all. Drive, shoot, and pass. Kevin, Ginobili, without a doubt, one of the more well-rounded and competitive players in the entire league.
Thanks again, Doris. And Rajon Rondo, the basket on the assist by Barnes.
Broke out the finger roll, guys. That was kind of a stylish finish.
For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Burks kicks to Whiteside, and he gets it to go.
Tough matchup there defensively. He just doesn't have the height or the length to bother that shot.
To make the playoffs in the West, because it's so difficult out there, you've got to take advantage of your opportunities against the weaker East, and the Mavs did just that. That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
Rondo against Irving. So here's Burks. 9-point game his last outing. The shot by Evans, nobody around. That doesn't go either for Evans. Most years, if you want in the Western Conference playoffs, you need 20 wins against the East. The Mavs met that mark last year.
Well, over the last last decade, the team has been very good against teams from the East, save for a couple of hiccups here and there. Possibly because being in the middle of the country, the road trips are not as difficult and as brutal for Dallas as the teams on the coast.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Omer Ashik, he's checked in for Whiteside. Collison comes in for Carl Landry. And it's Chalmers in for Alec Burks. Great open look there. Irving's got his second bucket of the night. And there's a minute 45 left to play here in the first. Carter kicks to Rondo. Lets it go from deep. Count the bucket.
Boy, beautiful assist. That's a couple of teammates clearly on the same page.
Now Irving. He had a 30-point outing their last game against New Orleans.
And Kevin, don't forget about his playmaking in that game as well. He was wonderful in terms of attacking the defense and figuring out when to shoot and when to find teammates.
Now here is Ibaka. Pass to Barnes. He dishes it to Rondo. Tries a three. Can't get it to go. And the Mavericks going the other way now. Clark, this is the first they're seeing of Boston.
They picked this team apart. A couple of times they squared off with them last year. On paper, they weren't evenly matched, and on the court, they weren't either.
The Celtics with the lead. The Celtics working the ball around now. Carter, the pass to Garnett. That one falls, coming off Carter's feed.
That bounce pass got him the ball in rhythm. Nice play.
Dallas has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Steve talked about last year when they met and how the differences existed between the two, and maybe the same this year too, Clark.
Well, that's the way you would expect it to play out, Kevin, but this is a different season. It's early, and we still can't be really sure if the makeup of these teams is the same as last year, so I think we're going to see something a little different.
Fires for three, and he gets it to go. Carter's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Now they're not showing too much respect for him defensively, are they?
Collison with the screen for Irving. Collison against Ibaka. Evans goes in, loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Here's Garnett. Comes up empty down low.
I like the work there, contesting that shot that looked like it was going to be easy, but they forced the miss.
You know what? He got it in close, but couldn't finish in traffic.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. Garrett Temple is out there with Carter. Then it's Duncan. Then it's Dallenberg. Now here's Burks. Back to Chalmers. The dish to Burks. Rebound Boston. A tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
Yeah, they gave away a lot of points at the free throw line in that game. Maybe it was being on the road. Maybe they were just out of sync, but something had them rattled.
Steve, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but clearly the misses from the stripe had an impact.
Carl Landry's checked in for Nick Collison.
Samuel Dallenberg, a 6'11" shot blocker and rebounder. His numbers are solid, but he seems to have a way of wearing out his welcome with coaches. You notice he's played for 5 teams in the last 5 seasons.
And last season, Dallenberg, a bit of a stopgap for Dallas. He faced his share of critiques from Coach Carlisle regarding conditioning, Clark, and focus.
In addition to that, somewhat turnover prone too, Kevin. He can pick up careless fouls as well, but when you're an athletic 6'11" and can make free throws and finish around the basket, you'll always have a home in the NBA.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Well, let's take a look at last year's Dallas Mavericks and where they ranked in the NBA. Second in three-point field goal percentage. Third in free throw percentage. And they were ranked third in taking care of the ball. This team does not commit turnovers at a high rate. Very impressive.
And how about the spacing that we saw from this team last year, Clark? You mentioned the three-point shooting in the top 5 in terms of field goal percentage from long range. And I think it was a direct result of great unselfish play. And it helps when you can employ that inside-out game. You know, attack a team in the paint and then kick it out for that three-point shot.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, Ray Allen, now in his 19th season in the league, is still going strong. As former teammate Shane Battier said, he's the most disciplined guy I've ever played with. He's borderline psychotic when it comes to his regimen. That extends to his diet. No sugar, no carbs, no red meat. And guys, Allen managing every detail to prepare himself for action.
He's taken it to the next level, Doris. Thanks. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
Vince Carter in his day, one of the most electrifying players in the NBA, a superstar in Toronto, one of the all-time great highlight reel dunkers. Those days are behind him, but he remains a very valuable and at this point, maybe even underrated NBA player.
Mavericks making a switch here. Whiteside's checked in, and a change for the Celtics. Manu Ginobili's checked in for Garrett Temple. Chalmers dishes to Landry. Johnson outside. Dallas again missing.
And for Vince Carter, a quality defender and still a well-rounded contributor. Always had a nice breadth of skills. Now he does the little things that help you win. Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy two.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around.
Rajon Rondo is checked in for Boston. And for some superstars, they have a tough time accepting Clark a lesser role. Not Vince Carter.
You know, it's really impressive the way he's gracefully aged into becoming a quality six-man, Kevin. I think it's a model for other aging superstars or former superstars to follow.
So it's Boston now. The Mavericks making the shot. Wants to get it to Duncan, and does. That one falls, coming off Carter's feed. Carter's got his 4th assist in this one. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Now, here's Chalmers. 14 points from him the last game against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
Here's Duncan. 14 points, their largest lead in the game.
Well, as far as jump shots go, that's as high percentage as it gets.
I'm not sure how that didn't go down.
Burks kicks to Landry. Chalmers passes to Johnson. Whiteside with it. Guarded now by Duncan. And it's the Celtics ball. A 14-2 run over the last bit.
You know, when you're a team that's in rebuild mode, it can be really difficult when you have to go out west. And for the Celtics last year, it was not pretty at all.
Here's Chalmers after the basket by Boston. He feeds it to Burks. Back to Chalmers. Some nice passing here by Dallas. And here's Johnson outside, and he gets it to go. Johnson's got his first 3 points of the game.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Here's Chalmers. Burks dishes to Landry. Kicks it out to Johnson. Now the feed to Chalmers. .51 seconds left to play here in the half. Landry kicks to Burks. 4 on the clock. Offline with his 3. Celtics leading by 13. Rondo wide open. Landry grabs the miss.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
And the jam by Whiteside. They'd love to get more of those, the easiest 2 points possible. And on a fierce finish.
Yeah, and that's exactly how they're going to cut into the lead, Kevin.
Yeah, that's why they've got to tighten up their D. And I'd be surprised if the defense allows any more free runs to the hoop like that.
How about that now? What a sensational finish.
Oh, got to be able to get some hang time to do that right.
Yeah, you got to rise and levitate.
Suspend yourself.
Yeah, levitate.
And glide. And glide. You got